It's an allowed use.
It's allowed
Okay.
use with planning board approval.
With planning board.
It's a pet care facility.
Yep. Okay. So, once again, a lot of the stuff on Carl Road I thought was gonna be
She's
farm and
the
forest.
last
The last one before it drops back into farm and forest. Okay. Everyone had a chance to review her application, she presented everything here. Just surprised with the abutters, a lot of butters.
There are a lot of.
A lot of butters. You have to send
Oh,
out
yeah.
notification for everyone within 500 feet of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought that was a pretty rural road because it's dirt, you know, once you get to a certain
It
area.
picks up the subdivision.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, oh, that's right, okay. So, there was something in here too that you had written saying that Scott was concerned about the septic, or he needed something on the septic, so Mark Highland that did the original septic design for you, basically had mentioned you need to put a hair trap in
Yes.
prior to everything going into your existing septic. And that was designed for a bigger house with more bedrooms, so therefore you have the capacity to deal with, you know, the water going into your septic as long as you put the hair trap in to catch all that, because it's a smart thing to do, because if it fails, guess what, it's gonna cost you a lot more money, so.
Definitely.
Exactly, so.
So We've talked to the plumbers, putting a trap into the house, so it'll be easy to access and clean out.
Yeah, exactly, so. I think this was pretty much a straightforward application, other than, and once again, this is not critical of you, but there's certain stuff missing in the application, which is not gonna stop it from being approved tonight, maybe with the condition of redoing something in here. There's a few things missing, you can talk to professional staff, just so that's actually recorded correctly here.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's like you not knowing which zoning district it's in, and some of these other things in this thing that you filled out. Very, very simple and easy to do, but come in just so we have a full, unabridged version of everything being the way it should be, correct?
Right.
Scott, is there any issue that you saw on this, other than it needed our approval? Obviously, because something you couldn't have done, so. Anybody here have any questions on the board?
I just had a question whether there had to be designated parking.
It's a home business. She's only doing one. You said one or two.
Yeah, it would just be one, it's not a come and stay, it's drop your dog off.
Yeah, it looked like you had plenty of space. I was just actually asking Scott if there had to be anything that's had a sign or anything like that. But yes. And I'm excited to have you in town, because I have a dog.
Yeah.
Which way it drives?
Just that the application be fully complete. Anybody from the audience that wishes to speak about this? Because we actually have people in the audience tonight, which is unusual. All right, so I guess I'll go through checklist. Are you gonna actually have a sign for this, or is it, you're gonna have a sign saying so-and-so's,
Where the grooming goes, yes, is
Yeah.
that something that I
okay?
apply for later, or?
So signs, I'm gonna just say, I'm not gonna, you shouldn't say not applicable, it's just there's a sign ordinance, it's silly. It represents 10 pages in this big book here. So you're just gonna do like a little sign.
Yeah, like.
So
permit-
you'll have
permit
to
shed that way.
actually get a sign permit and so forth from the
Yeah.
from the
And
code
we will.
office, yeah.
We're good. We'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, it's, we just don't want, something like the size of a balloon sitting at the end of your
No
driveway.
billboards.
Yeah.
And Phil,
It's,
the glowing and neon is totally fine.
Oh. I'm sure the neighbors will appreciate that.
the traffic data, you're gonna have 1 to 2 people 3 days a week, and then hopefully expand out to 5 days a week? Or are you,
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
okay. Well, it's kind of one of the things we just need to know about that, traffic. That's,
We're thinking an average of up to 2 dogs a day, 5 days a week. Part-time to start,
Yep.
if it grows, great.
All right, can I have a motion for the checklist being complete, please?
Make a motion, complete checklist for Ben and Aaron Briggs, 53 Cobb Road, map 11, lot 42C.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, we might as well do a formal, just, I think probably the only condition is to actually have her come in and fill out this exactly corrected as it needs to be.
No public hearing and no site walk.
And no public hearing and no site walk.
All right, make a motion to approve the formal site plan review, Ben and Aaron Briggs, 53 Cobb Road, map 11, lot 42C, with conditions of that we get a fully completed application, no public hearing and no sidewalk.
Second.
All those in favor? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming into town and starting another business. It seems like there's at least one person on the board that
Yeah.
is looking for some grooming.
Awesome, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, so seriously, before you can actually pull your full permit, just come in and deal with Scott and Sarah and just fill out the couple of small things that are missing on your application. You are ready to go.
Sounds great, thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, have a great evening. All right. Julia, please come back up. You've been in a few times. You bought a place on Upper Rang Pond that I used to look at, Mr. McKinney used to own and you now own.
Yep.
Yep.
So I was, a little context, I'm back. Because I had previously come in June, and June got approval to move an existing spiral staircase from the center of my back deck, I'm gonna call it the lake facing deck.
Yep.
To the side, and get the side and the lake facing deck to connect. And we got approval for that in June. It never proceeded with the construction, however, because I had to part ways with the existing contractor that I had. He failed some safety inspections early on, so that was not a good sign. Needed to find a new contractor and reputable one and available. So after reviewing that design with the contractor, we agreed that it would make sense to make a little tweak to the existing dimensions of the deck. So the side deck is and this is my request, the side deck is currently 12 feet in depth from the home. The back deck is 10 feet in depth from the home. I'm just looking to make them uniform. So 11 feet out, both, taking away 1 foot from the side, adding it to the back deck. It actually lowers the overall square footage from what I originally got approval on. And it does not change the impervious area from what I originally got approval on, it's still at 14.9%. And I'm not any closer to the shoreline than the existing structure that I'll move. So it's a very de minimis change, but I figured after waiting this long to get this thing done, I might as well do it right.
Now, it's unfortunate in the sense of, at least in this town, in the town where I have my camp, the code officer can deal with shoreline zoning things small like this. Unfortunately, this town went a different way, so that's why you're before us, so.
Okay.
Scott, any issue that you see with this? It's obviously, the problem is Scott couldn't just approve it because it's in shoreline zoning, which would have been easy peasy, but have to come back before us. And obviously, you did this yourself with Stuart's work that he had done previously, so. Anybody here from the board have an issue with what she's trying to do, skinning down something, add something here, and connecting the two decks that were never connected before? Makes no sense, but anywho. Anybody?
No.
No? Anybody from the audience have any questions, concerns? Well, wow. I guess we're gonna go through the checklist. Can I do something easy? I can't do something easy, can I? I can't just say on file, because everything's on file because a couple things changed. So I guess I was just gonna do that line. You have found a contractor that's gonna treat you right on this and take care of everything? Yes?
Yes,
Okay,
we would have done it before, she just wasn't available at that time, and
gotcha.
turns out getting it done right is better than getting it done quick.
There you go. Still not cutting any trees, not doing anything like that, it's just doing the deck stuff, so. Do I need to put in the original time that we saw this way back? Should I put that in here if you do know the date? I don't know. Or
I
should we
don't-
just say we looked at it
It was June 25th.
Yes, it was.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'll just do that then. All right, I'll have somebody make a motion on the checklist as being complete for this again, please.
Make a motion to accept the complete checklist for Julia Tenzio, 61 Mountain View Drive, map 49, lot 29.
Second.
Questions, discussions, all those in favor? I'll take a motion on the formal, nothing's changing, no, obviously no site inspection, no public hearing.
Make a motion to accept the formal shoreline zoning application for Julia Tenzio, 61 Mountain View Drive, map 49, lot 29, with no public hearing or site walk.
Second, please.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor? I apologize, I forgot to mention earlier on that Heather is a voting member tonight. So,
Congratulations.
congratulations, you get a paycheck tonight. So I guess everything's all set, just
Okay,
get whatever you need here and,
now it's just a race against winter.
yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know, it's been a slow race this year so far, I mean, it's been 70 degrees tonight, you know, I'm sure. Good luck. All
All
right,
right, thank you so much.
thank you, yeah, have a great night. All right, so what's the last thing we have? We got Auburn Residential Development Corp. There. There. I don't really need to open up everything.
Seen it.
Yeah. Once again, introduce yourself and the project. Been before us a few times.
Yes, this is my second time in front of you guys. My name is Chris Taylor. I'm an engineer with Sebago Technics representing the applicant, Auburn Residential Development Corporation. The proposed project, as you guys are aware of, 18-unit elderly housing development off Route 26. The project received preliminary subdivision approval back in September. It was presented a couple of times. It went through a round of comments. Received a DOT entrance permit with some waivers associated with that, and kind of went through that process. We have made a submission to DEP and have had conversations and communication back and forth. They requested an extension from their deadline from September 23rd, I believe it was, to October 4th. We granted that extension request. We still haven't received the permit yet, but we have been in communication indicating that there's not going to be any comments. It's just kind of a matter of drafting it up, going through the process, getting the correct signatures, and having the DEP issue it out. So that's our understanding of it. But we did come forward with a final subdivision application without receiving that permit. So we've gone through, filled out the application for a final subdivision, provided a cost estimate for construction, financial, proof of financial capacity in the form of a bank letter. Included the list of incurred items indicating it'll have minimal impact on the town. And so we're coming forward with this application, and we do have kind of two requests with it, that two submission items be made conditions of approval at the building permit process. One would be the placement of the performance guarantee be installed at the building permit process, as well as submission of that DEP permit, just because we don't have it in hand yet. So those are our two requests. But design-wise, no changes to design since preliminary design, kept it the same, same parking layout, same building structure, entrance and all that.
So once again, just to give me a better idea, because I mean, I'm going 900 miles an hour different directions. 3-story building?
Yes, we've got a plan right here, I can show you what it looks like again. 3-story building, sloped roofs, kind of an entryway on one side of it, pergolas on top.
Yep, wonderful. The driveway, road / whatever you want to call it, into the facility is going to be private? Or is,
Yes, will be private.
so that's why you were basically, when it says here on, about waiving stuff on the town incurred items and whatever, about written approval from town to recommend acceptance of roads, you don't need that because it's going to be private. You're going to deal with all the maintenance or Auburn Housing.
Yes.
When I say you, I mean just.
As the applicant, yes. So no changes to the property lines. We're not creating a public road or even really a private road that would create your frontage.
Correct.
We're just, it's a subdivision because we've got
Because of the amount of units.
a number of units,
Yeah.
all 18 units in one building with a parking lot and a driveway that would all be privately maintained and owned.
Yep.
Snowplow, all that sort of stuff.
And once again, at the previous review on this, Tom Prento, our chief, was okay with everything in here. Obviously, fire marshal has to look through everything and,
It's a different animal.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I talked to Joe Semino, and the state kind of held things back on him. Those entrances are Top Gun and all of that's gonna be closed off. There's gonna be one entrance where the Aroma Joe's is and no more.
Well, I-
Because you're gonna access even the part of the subdivision, there's only gonna be one entrance. He said the state won't curb cut anymore.
Well, once again, I don't think that's not a purview that we need to deal with on this, it's dealing.
Yeah,
with-
but the thing is, it's a problem of the entrance, because the state hasn't totally, the entrance hasn't finished. It's gotta go in where that building is.
Not theirs.
Not there.
Not
We do
theirs.
have an entrance permit
They
from the
have a
DOT.
DOT entrance permit, Jim, for this, so.
Yeah, but where's
We're
the,
not gonna go down this road and
No,
litigate
I said,
something
where's the
that
entrance?
somebody's asking you to do
It's,
again versus coming here himself, so if
are
you'd
they
like
gonna-
to come
are they
here and
gonna-
explain
is
that,
it
that's
gonna
fine.
go in the,
It's
is it
right
gonna?
where the
It's,
pump
it's,
station
it's right where the
is
pump
right now.
station is, for the sewer.
Oh,
pump
that's
station.
changed then?
Yes, that
He
was
said-
accepted.
Well, because the state said, he said the state didn't accept
Well,
that.
once again, if that person wants to come in and litigate stuff himself, he's more than willing to come in, and I'm done talking about
Well,
it.
it's not that,
It is, no, it is
It's
that,
not
Jim.
it's not that, because he's got the right of way of that.
It doesn't matter, it was approved, Jim, it was approved at our
Okay,
last meeting.
I won't argue about it then,
No, because I'm not gonna
Forget
argue
it.
about it, because I'm not gonna
Just
sit here
forget
for an hour dealing with
just
this,
forget it.
so. Any other thing on here, Scott, that you see that was an issue? I mean, it was just basically, you know,
We,
fine tuning everything, waiting to get some stuff back, so
yeah.
we can do a conditional approval because you still haven't got something back that you need,
Yes.
but conditional approvals is what we do a lot, because we understand the state is a behemoth and it takes some time to get some stuff.
And really the request, the reason why we're coming forward with this and before we have it is the need for, to be able to submit applications for financing to try to get funding from the state for this project and wanting to have a town approval to show them,
Right.
even if it is with the condition. So that's, you know, why we're coming.
Obviously, the state's looking for all this stuff, and if you have at least the good blessings of
Yes. Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. So before we go through anything else here, because this is gonna be a final, or is this still a submission?
The final.
Oh, it's the final, so we went through everything else before, so, before we go through the final, I understand Mr. Bonnie's here, anybody else here wish to have any concern, any questions? You good with your new neighbor?
Should I speak with the microphone?
Well, I think there's mics up everywhere, it's kinda like the cloud, you're gonna be.
Brian Bonnie, 39 Heinz Road. I've had, the last conversation I had with these gentlemen was amicable. The only thing that I didn't see on the plan was the design of the lights. Curious to know, and I realize the intent is to have downward directional lighting.
Full cutoff lighting.
Yeah,
that's-
full cutoff
yeah.
lighting. The other thing that I saw on the plan was the positioning of the garbage area, where the dumpster was going to be. Curious around how you might mitigate wildlife in that case. Just because, I mean, I don't have, there's not a large bear population around the area here, but I'm just curious. I'd like to see as few critters around there as possible. Some way to mitigate that would be good. Hopefully, there's no intent of creating another curb cut through Heinz Road. I understand that the parcel of land that butts our property is for sale, and I do understand that it's possibly going to change hands quite soon. It is possible. I'm curious to know if there was any intent to be sold to Auburn Housing in the case of having another access that way from Heinz Road to the backside. Has anything like that been discussed with anybody? Is that a plan that could happen?
So not on the current property that they own, which goes through that big wetland, that's why they obviously decided not to do a second access point there, but you're saying that they have the ability to buy the next lot down that would give them,
The Coet lot
okay,
that abuts ours.
okay.
It's not a very large parcel of property.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious to know if there was any intent to create another access from Hines Road to, to the existing road. I don't know, what was the name, Art?
Amity.
Amity, thank you.
Yeah.
Was there any intent about that, or is this pretty much final as far as whatever access you're gonna have is going to be the main access from 26, correct?
Yeah, I can come up and talk about that. I'm Marty Sidlowski, I'm the Executive Director of the Housing Authority. If anybody, I haven't been looking at that property. So I've pretty much come to the conclusion that the town had originally gave us permission for 24 units under the garden-style apartment model, which has evaporated. And that because we didn't have another matter of egress, that's why that, from my recollection with the planning board, that's why they established that at 24. It's come down to 18, for a lack of a better term, because sometimes, you know, you chase the money, and Maine Housing's program, which is a very nice program, limits you to 18 units. So that's the purpose of, that is how we came from 24 to 18. And if that's what's on that property, so be it. The intent is to create affordable housing, but I haven't been looking at that property.
So there's really no need for it, based on the footprint of the building. There's really no need for another access or egress.
There isn't, based upon the, Based
Not
upon
what the town requires
Right.
now.
right,
And we actually moved, we went through a lengthy process with the DOT to allow the project to actually have a curb cut on Route 26. And had to get a waiver for not coming off of Hines Road, and so that is not because of the wetlands and all that. We're happy with the access on 26, and we're gonna stick with that. It's the simplest, easiest way to move forward with it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No, from what I can see, it looks like a good project, and we're excited to have this type of neighbors next to us.
So I'll bring up the question that somebody asked me, and I've already talked to Scott, so I know the answer, but she was concerned, she's 90, I don't know what you want to say, but she's elderly, and she was asking, so is it multi-story? I said, yes, it's multi-story. Elevator, yes, obviously that. One bedroom, yeah, all this stuff. And she was wondering if it was only for Poland residents, which I found out it's not going to be. It's just an elderly facility placed in Poland, Maine, that anybody that meets the qualifications can.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Anybody else? Questions, concerns?
What was the two conditions, the EP permit and?
The DEP permit and
the performance guarantee.
the performance guarantee.
If this continues to go through the approval process, when do you plan to break ground?
We still have not heard officially from Maine Housing about when the application for this grant and loan is going to be due, but my suspicion it's probably going to be either the end of December, beginning of January. Give them from that point maybe 6 weeks. And you think 6 weeks for them to turn it around. So the short answer is probably August of '25.
Good. And what kind of structure, how are they gonna construct it? Will it be paneling, will it be modular, or anything in particular?
I don't know that we've gone that far in terms of
Yeah.
the architectural specifications.
There's some options out there, we'll look at that, there'll be
Right.
cost considerations, but it'll be high quality construction.
Yeah.
Maine Housing ensures design guidelines and construction guidelines meet their standards, so it'll be high quality
Yeah.
construction, no matter what it is, whether it ends up being panelized or modular.
Now I want to run through this, so I just gotta put the conditions in here, so DEP permit, so. All right, so
That was done in previously.
that was in the
I'm
previous.
assuming you don't want to change it from Amity,
That would be our preference.
okay?
Yeah.
Because it was approved a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
make
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's already
So-
in E911, so.
It's- Yeah, you don't wanna change that.
Yeah.
All right, can I have a motion, well, the checklist was done, so can I have a motion for final approval?
We approved the checklist?
I guess we gotta actually do that, okay. Make a motion to approve the checklist, please.
Make a motion to approve the
Thought
checklist.
we already did, and then we just ended this, we're doing the final, but, okay, we gotta do
Make a
checklist.
motion to approve the checklist for Auburn Residential Development Corp., Main Street, Route 26, map 6, lot 47E.
And second, please.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, I'll take a formal with the 2 conditions, and I'll collect that in here.
Make a motion to approve the final major subdivision application for Auburn Residential Development Corp., Main Street, Route 26, map 6, lot 47E, with the conditions of receiving the DEP permit and the performance guarantee, with no public hearing and no site.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Well, congratulations, I think there's gonna be a lot of people happy
Thank you very much.
and so forth, so.
Great.
Obviously, reach out to Scott and Sarah.
Yeah.
If you have any questions going
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
So, appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Excellent, yeah.
We got a little bit of an application to put together, but we're excited about it.
I don't,
Thank you.
I'm friendly with them, I just.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys have a plan to sign for the
Yeah.
subdivision after you recorded?
No, I'm not affiliated.
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna-
they've got their hands full
Okay,
on-
we did send you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you have it.
Here's one in the back. Yeah, they're
There should be one that was in the
Excellent.
back.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Have
Have a good night.
You as well.
You need my, okay, we can get you a Mylar.
Yes, it's in the box. I did not realize that it was what it was.
So,
That's no
yeah,
problem.
the rolled one could be for signing. If you need the Mylar, we can get you the
Yeah,
Mylar.
we need the Mylar.
How many copies of the paper are in there?
There's only one in there.
We need another copy of paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then you guys will sign it and,
Yeah.
We'll sign it at the next meeting.
all right.
Perfect.
Fantastic, appreciate your time tonight.
Me and I'll flip it over here.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yep.
Okay, all right. I'd be happy to carry that. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, there was only one copy, so I didn't even think it was a signature one.
Oh, somebody's arm's gonna be sore after
I
tonight.
already lugged it down with COUCs, we're good.
All right, so the last thing we have on the agenda tonight is the finding of fact for Ann Gagnon's place at 60 Upper Lang Drive. And, yeah, this is the one, I'm sorry, I mentioned this earlier. I thought that was in the minutes, but it wasn't, but it's in the findings, so. Just this thing here, but it was corrected. That was actually 1.5 inches on somebody else's property, so. But other than that, that's the only thing I saw. Is everybody okay with everything? And if so, wow, pretty quick.
Make a motion.
Love to take a motion.
Make a motion to accept the findings of fact, inclusion of law for former shoreline zoning application and Gagnon, 60 Upper Range Drive, map 35, lot 7.
Second, please.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, easy peasy. Everybody seems to be happy. So we're done with everything. Anybody on the board have any business? Heather?
Will not be at November 26th, I think it is, this meeting. 25th, 26th.
26? Okay. Jim?
No, I'm good.
John?
Good.
The only thing I have to say is, everybody go out and vote. And I think, other than that, we're good. Scott, anything?
Nope.
Sarah, any major things coming in?
We will-
Getting busy again, or we?
Let's not. We do have a November 12th meeting, whatever the next one is, yeah, November 12th.
Yep.
We have an extra week in between.
Yep.
EAS. And then voting, absentee voting is available up until 4 PM on the 31st. After that, it's special circumstances until day of, which is November 5th. So if you don't want to wait in line for hours, because that's what it's going to be, you really need to come and do your absentee ballot. Because it will be hours.
We'll see, we'll see. I
I
heard
said
this.
there was like 700 or 800 already people voted. Did I see
I
Um,
that?
heard there's around 1,000.
It's over
Up to
1,000,
1,000,
1,065, 85, somewhere in there.
So there won't be that many hours, maybe an hour and a half late.
Well, no, because last time we processed, in 2020, I processed over 2,000 absentee ballots,
Wow.
which meant we had 2,000-something people who went through that building in 12 hours. Because we're so low, the worry is that means we're up to like 3,200 to 3,800 who are going to go through that building.
Yep.
So that's why I'm trying, you know, that's your choice,
I
but
voted, so.
there's no complaining that I had to stand out in the
First day.
cold because it's November 5th.
Yeah, we stood out in the cold during COVID, during all the stupidity and whatever, so. If people that wanna do that,
Absolutely.
that's the way that they like to do
That's
it, which
their-
would be probably somebody like me, but now with what you're saying, maybe I'll be smarter about that, I don't know. so.
They all get counted.
Yeah, I know, so. All right, anybody else, we all good?
Yep.
All
Motion
right.
to adjourn?
Thank you, second?
Second.
Jim? All's in favor? Thank you. Good night, everybody.